5 women in history who never married. 1. Coco Chanel was married to her work. She was a mistress of the richest men in Europe. Their status got her into Paris high society. Arthur Capel was one of those men. He was the love of Chanel's life. Capel helped her open her first store. He inspired her logo and signature, Chanel No. 5. He died in an accident in 1919. Afterward, Chanel threw herself into her work. She created her famous little black dress. A mourning garment became a symbol of elegance. Chanel also had an affair with the second Duke of Westminster. He was one of the richest people in Britain. After 10 years, she refused his proposal.
There are many duchesses, but there is only one Coco Chanel.
2. Elizabeth I was afraid of childbirth. The queen needed a husband to have an heir. Foreign princes waited for 30 years. Elizabeth didn't have a good image of marriage. Her father had had her mother executed. Her stepmother suffered the same fate. Pregnancy was a big risk. Some previous queens died delivering a child. Elizabeth didn't want to give birth. In pregnancy, she would lose her grip on affairs. Elizabeth emphasized her virgin queen image. She put England before her personal happiness. 3. Greta Garbo loved to get around. She dated all kinds of people, but it was all on her own terms. Actor Gilbert Roland wrote about her in his memoirs. Garbo took him to bed to celebrate his enlistment. She gave him a pair of her panties. When he returned home, he reached out to her. Garbo refused to take his calls. She dated bisexual photographer Cecil Beaton. Their affair continued on and off for years. Garbo's own sexuality is debated. She had a brief affair with Louise Brooks. Louise confirmed it herself. Garbo had a relationship with John Gilbert. They co-starred in Flesh and the Devil. They were lovers on screen, and in real life, their romance spiced their performance.
Those two were alone, in a world of their own. It seemed like an intrusion to yell cut.
Recalled director Clarence Brown. Garbo refused many of Gilbert's proposals. Later, she dismissed any feelings for him. 4. Joan of Arc escaped her arranged marriage. She believed God sent her to save France. Her father arranged a marriage for her. Joan was 16 at the time. She rejected it. Joan defended herself in a local court. They agreed she shouldn't be forced. Otherwise, history could take a different turn. 5. Harper Lee's sexuality is questioned. Several biographies speculated about it. Lee didn't want anyone to know the truth. Her reticence only contributed to the curiosity. One of the reasons for speculation are her characters. To Kill a Mockingbird features Scout and Dill. Scout is a tomboy. Dill has effeminate mannerisms. They attracted LGBT readers to the novel. Harper herself was gender nonconforming. She rejected femininity and never married. Her close friend Tom Butts compared her to Scout. Lee's childhood friend, Truman Capote, was gay. He was the basis for the fictional character of Dill. The question remains unanswered. Harper left no diaries or love letters.